All right, and welcome to the New Music Exchange as well as the Gospel Train. So, the New Music Exchange is where we bring you new music, new artists, and sometimes seasoned artists. The artist we have for you right now is somewhere between new and seasoned, and she's very talented and very accomplished as a vocalist. And with the gospel train, we bring you classic gospel music. Now, young lady we have for you today has been featured on both The Light. She's been on our New Music Exchange when we were in the studio on 106.5 WPPM. And we've also featured her singing My Soul is Anchored on, on the gospel train. And we've gotten many, many requests to have that played again and add that to our regular rotation. Uh, Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Lavonne Nichols is here with us to talk to us about her career in music and her new single, which is called Trust, which we're going to hear in just a little bit. So, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Lavonne Nichols. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. It's an interesting time, but it's a good time still.
Okay, all right. So, like I said, welcome to the New Music Exchange. Welcome to the Gospel Train. You're like the second interview I've ever done on the Gospel Train section. Um, so yeah, classic gospel, new music, and the new song "Trust" will be the absolute newest song that we drop on the gospel train because normally we focus on gospel classics. But thank you
Right.
for being with us.
Thank you for
So
having
tell
me.
us what
Glad
is
you too.
well, thank you. What is the Levon Nichols story? Like, where do you come from, and how did you get into music?
Wow. Okay. So I literally came from a family of singers. My father was an amazing singer, and so that's what we did in our household. We sang, me, my brother, and my mom was the choir director at church. So we always had music around us. The classics, the things that you play on your station, is what I was brought up on, which probably can contribute to some of my sound. I'm quite sure. But my father was very instrumental in showing me, the ropes when it came to singing. I traveled with him and his group when they performed, and when he sang at church, I was right there. And so I started singing at church and having my own solos around 5 years old. Um, and so I just continued the love of music. And I would say once I started middle school, high school, I got a little bit more diverse, picked up some instruments and things like that, and started to really want to do this myself. It wasn't just the thing that we do at the house, but it was like, I think I really like this. I want to do this as much as possible. And so after that, around high school, started taking engagements, started singing even more, became a worship leader at the church that I was going to at that time. So I was very familiar with, just singing solos, singing a part of a choir, a soloist, featured soloist in the choir, and started directing the choir. So the church is my foundation, is my background. No matter what I sing, you want to hear that, in my sounds, and I appreciate that upbringing. Have a lot of friends, I have a lot of family, cousins, and uh family members that are in music as well. So it's really definitely been, all around me. And I appreciate everyone, all the churches, all the people who have hired me to sing at their weddings and things like that. I appreciate all those opportunities that, I've been afforded in the platforms. Yeah.
Wow, wow. Okay. So, do you remember what were some of the songs that you used to sing with your family?
My goodness. we sang a lot of like Tremaine Hawkins.
Okay.
One of my mom's favorite songs was is Going Up Yonder.
Okay.
Um, we had James Cleveland. We sang a lot of those things.
No, you don't know nothing about no James Cleveland.
I mean, these are the things that was in my household. I mean,
Okay.
and then like as time went on, the Winans became very influential, and
Okay.
the Winans, BB and CC Winans, because people compared me and my brother to BB and CC Winans because we both sang, and we are very close siblings. So that came a little bit later on, but you know, Shirley Caesar, the Albertina Walkers, the yeah, that's how I grew up listening to those things.
Okay. So yeah, we play all of that on the gospel train, but I'm just surprised that somebody in your age group knows those names because nowadays when I ask someone about a classic gospel, they're liable to say Take Six or Fred Hammond,
No, no.
which I play them too, but you
Yeah.
know, look, I know some people who would probably consider Kirk Franklin to be
Yep.
uh, classic gospel. But
No,
but
I go back.
but yeah, we go back. We play Albertina Walker, Clara Ward, James Cleveland.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to uh, the New Music Exchange. My name is Raymond Tyler. We're also using this interview for our classic gospel show, The Gospel Train. So, how did you how did you decide that you wanted to come uh, step away from your family and do the solo thing? Because singing as part of a group is one thing, but to be on stage with the spotlight on you, you know, you can't say nobody was singing an off note in your ear or it's all on you now. So how did you make that decision?
Actually, the singing, we never sang as a family group. That was all in-house. That was like family reunions and things like that. But for a majority of my career, I've always been a solo artist. I have attempted to be a part of groups and things like that. I've always been somewhat singled out and have gotten opportunities where people have asked me individually to sing. So unless I was in church and I was asked to be a part of, the church choir or something like that, majority of my career, I've been a solo artist. So it's just always kind of been that way.
So you was one of them show off kids.
No,
Everybody everybody's supposed to be singing,
no.
alto, tenor, soprano, and whatnot, and then you start doing the riffs like Tyrese on the bus.
No, I don't think that was it. I don't think that was it at all. I just really like to sing. So I guess they heard something because at 5 years old, I don't think I was out there showing out. I don't think so at all. But, you know, I think that it was just people heard something. And I feel like there was a point in time where people had to pull me out. I might have been trying to be in the background and people were like, no, 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 come up to the front. You should be leading. So I wasn't a show off.
Okay. All right. So I'm getting ready to take a break, but here's what I'd like you to do. I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit,
Okay.
and I know I've done this before, so I already know you're ready. The
Oh,
name of the
I wasn't.
show.
I'm guaranteed I'm not.
Okay. So the name of the show is The Gospel Train. I was wondering if you could sing us out on a couple bars or something, and then say, you're listening to The Gospel Train with Raymond Tyler.
Okay. This is what popped in my head. So
Okay.
I don't feel no waste time. I've come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me the road would be easy, but I don't believe he's brought me this far to leave me. You are listening to the Gospel Exchange with Raymond Tyler.
Close enough. And who are you?
I am Lavonne Nichols.
Thank you. Gospel singers are no ways tired. You don't even look. Unfortunately, what are you like? 25, 26?
I wish. You must think I'm really young. I'm
I
not that
do.
young.
Oh my goodness. Well,
No, I'm in my 30s.
okay. So still, when BET was in like year two, they used to show this commercial for No Ways Tired. This
Oh,
collection
really?
of gospel music all the time. So I think I'm gonna pull that up and play that on the other side. Um, actually, as we go to break, when we're on break, we're gonna listen to a public service announcement that you did. So just before we get into trust, I want to ask you a little bit about your experience recording the public service announcement for us, which we absolutely love. All right. So as she said, you're listening to the Gospel Exchange because we're mushing the Gospel Train with the new Music Exchange. So she just changed the name of the show, but the way she sang, she could do that. Because if I was to sing "No Ways Tired," you'd be all the way tired. All right. So we'll be back with more of the show right after this.